All right. Well, you know what? Anytime we have a driver in the show here, it's one of my favorite parts of the day. And then we have a driver, and then we have an entrepreneur, and we have a very generous young lady here who is learning the value of fundraising and learning the value of doing good work in her community. And Chloe Jones, she's 10 years old. She drives in the senior mini dwarf class at Bakersfield Speedway. But, last year we did Racing for Ronald, and you raised $13,000, despite the fact that I claimed you did 10, but it was $13,000. I don't remember that right specifically. Sadie Hill's here with us as well. Scott Schweitzer has kicked the BG out of his thing. He's actually in Mike Griffith's.
I got me a new section over here. I kind of like it.
It's kind of nice. It's the Scott Schweitzer. And I have to apologize. Normally Michael Hopper sits there, so if there's a grit or a grime on anything,
there's no mess.
I apologize.
It's clean.
But Chloe, tell me a little bit about what you're looking forward to this weekend for Racing for Ronald.
To raise a lot of money, I guess. I don't know.
To raise a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you think it'll be bigger than last year?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because we have a lot more stuff this year.
Like, what kind of stuff do you have?
We have the Team Sydney dunk tank. We have a mini dwarf that we're going to be raffling off. We have
The carnival's bigger this year.
The carnival's bigger. Yep. Now, what time does this start at? Now, because I have to write an article out of this for tomorrow's newspaper, and I'm going to quote you, and I want to make sure I have it accurate. What time do I need to be there? By noon? If I want to get on the carnival ride? Or do you want to defer to Scott on that? You can defer to Scott if you like. He can probably give you the correct information. Okay, Scott, what time does this thing open?
Carnival's from 12 noon to 3:30.
Okay.
So, you're going to be there before noon.
Okay.
A lot of stuff going on, 2 dunk tanks, games. We got great food out there. Just a great way to raise money for the local Ronald McDonald House. And we're real fortunate that Mike and Sadie Hill from Johassee Rebar step up and, we're able to host this event for them. So really excited for the second annual one this Saturday. And they put a great purse up for the cars, so every division's running for more money than they're used to. So it's a great night of great fundraiser and a great night of racing.
I think we have, Chris, the slide where it shows all of the purses. Looks like mine just crashed, so if you throw that up there, we'll get that up there. Sadie, tell me a little bit why you guys are involved with this event and what do you think is special about it?
So I was kind of collecting my thoughts on the way here, and there's 2 things that I want people to know most specifically about Racing for Ronald. And the first is, and you kind of touched on it in the first segment, community, the sense community, and that the racing community and our Kern County local motorsports and this charity that is so important to our local community. One of the most important things about Bakersfield Ronald McDonald House is that every dollar raised here stays here. And I don't think a lot of people realize that when you there's so many worthy charities out there that have a great mission and they do great things, but where does your money go once you hand it over?
Right.
And so the nice thing that by keeping the money here in our community, not only does it benefit the initial mission of the charity, which is so valuable and so important and benefits so many families, but it also benefits our local economy. There's so many reasons why we are involved with them. And then we've built just a very special friendship with Scarlett, the director, and many of the families. I would say they're friends now. Anyone who has stayed there, they want to come back and give back and pay it forward. And so it's a really special charity. So first and foremost, charity, and second is the family aspect.
Right.
The racing community is a family, and Bakersfield Speedway, we're dysfunctional at times, so we're still a family.
Right.
Still, everybody.
That's what makes you guys charming, is they never know what's going to happen.
You never know. It's exciting.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, too, that we have, like the Team Sydney dunk tank that Chloe was talking about. We have 27, 24-ish, 23-ish drivers, and then other Lewis and Scarlett Sabin, and
now I strongly object that I have to be in the same. We got to move her around someplace else. So
okay, she's not going in unless the $500 race. And I know that her and Scott Cox have a chicken nugget eating contest going on.
That's on Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
So I do really think she'll get that $500. We should have put a bounty.
Actually,
on you.
I have $100 in cash already. Somebody already has given me $100 in cash for that to make sure that happens.
I think it's definitely going to happen. Scarlett's going to be in there. But that's the cool thing. The Team Sydney dunk tank is that Mark Irwin is a racer that races out there, and he and his wife Mary, their daughter Sydney would have been 2 years old this past June, and she was born with an undetected heart defect. And because of the complications with her heart defect, she did pass away. And during her medical treatment down in LA, they stayed at LA Ronald McDonald House. So when we approached them about this idea of the dunk tank, we tossed around the idea of the dunk tank, but we wanted to have a real meaning behind it and to make it a fun memory for them. And so that's how it evolved. And, like I said, we've had 27 people, but Doug Ryan, our flag man, he's going to be the first one in there. Jessica Carey, she's our trophy girl. She's going in there. A lot of drivers, Nick Sylvester and Levi Kiefer and Tina Pounds.
Right.
Chloe's going to be in there.
Chloe?
Yep, Chloe. Lewis is going to be in there. So a lot of people just wanting to give what they can in their time, and it will raise money. And we do a special check presentation just for the dunk tank so we can honor Sydney.
Now, here's the thing I think that anyone should remember, and this is an important one, is that, I'm a father and a grandfather now. Scott, you're a father. Sadie, you have kids, everything. Just imagine for a moment having your child in the hospital for an extended period of time. It's the worst thing for any parent to ever think about.
Yeah.
And I've unfortunately had to have my daughter in the hospital on a couple of different occasions. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
But what the work that they do, thankfully mine was only for a couple of days, but the work that they do is so important to those families, and it's such a good cause.
That's actually Chloe's been a fundraiser for multiple charities. She wants to help kids especially, but help anyone. And one of the things that we've talked about, her and I had a discussion.
I was thinking about having her sell some billboards for me.
You got some inventory available.
She's got some great skill.
But Chloe has fundraised for multiple charities, and she just has a good heart. She wants to help. When she hears there's a need, she wants to help. But we really feel like she's found a home with Ronald McDonald House, and what she was telling me on the way here, and maybe she can touch on a little more, is that she can actually go there and visit. She gets to see the kids, and she gets to, she really likes the house. Right. So,
what do you think about this whole thing, Chloe? What is interesting to you about the Ronald McDonald House?
Everything.
Everything? Does something stand out in your mind, like when you go in there and say, "Well, this is really interesting or cool," or what do you think about?
I don't know.
Do you like? Is it pretty, the house, or tell me a little bit? What does it look like?
There's like a playground in the backyard. Inside, there's like a kitchen, and there's like a living room, and there's bedrooms and stuff.
Okay, right, very good. Now, are you going to race this weekend?
Yep.
How are you going to do?
I'm gonna get first.
You're going to get first. All right. What's your best finish of the season so far?
First.
First? All right. Very good. All right. Well, we'll talk a little more about this too. This is important. Let's get to some of the business we have at hand with the Speedway. So that was interesting.
Yeah, that was very interesting, and got to give a shout out to Harris Chassis. I mean, for the violence of that crash right there, and after the car was destroyed except for the main cage where the driver protected Ricky Childress, climbed right out and walked away unhurt.
Now, they're not that's a rare thing in that particular class, right? Those cars aren't supposed to really do that. I know he hit something too. What?
Yeah, coming out of turn 2, he with his right rear he clipped the retaining wall there, which spun him around. The car dug in on the left side, and then away it went. But yeah, with the car weighing 2,500 pounds, I mean, it's very rare that you see a car flip and get up in the air in the way that it did. So.
Is that one of those moments, almost like caught the end of it? Is that one of those moments where you hold your breath, or how do you deal with that?
Well, again, when the cars show up at the beginning of the day, we look at their seat belts. We look at the fuel tanks to make sure they got the flapper valve so the fuel can't go out.
Right.
The fire guy was right there with the fire bottles. 2 officials were right there to get in there with him. We have EMTs right in the infield. So.
Right.
Immediately we're to the driver to take care of him, to get him out, and right there you can see John making a radio call to the tower to let them know that he was okay because he had talked to him, and the announcers can let everybody know in the grandstands. But horrible crash, and just thankful that he was able to walk away from it.
And on this video here, you can hear the guys from Low Budget TV who do a great job talking about this race, and then they replayed it on their video on demand piece. But you do hear Mike Mosier, the race doctor, so good to know that he was there, saying, "Hey, everything's fine," and boom, Greenway Pest. They need a new sign. So-
Actually, the banner survived. No rips, no tears.
Is that right?
Yeah, it just kind of ripped it down. It ripped it off the screws.
Yeah.
But we've made all the repairs. The crane's out there right now. Right there at the end where the front end of the car actually hits the light pole. It knocks some lights loose and from up top. So they're out there fixing that right now.
That's
so
unbelievable.
We're fortunate and got a lot of help from people and got it all patched back up and ready for another race this Saturday.
All right, let's take a look at the schedule coming up here this weekend, and we got a little bit more. Yeah, we sound like a hospital ward in here. Choking.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all right. No, I'm feeling the same way right now. If I get through this, it'll be a miracle. Let's do show the schedule for the weekend, and let's get to that, Chris. There we go. Coming up, Sport Mods, Street Stocks, American Stocks. That's the wrong schedule, Chris, I think. I don't know what that schedule is. Anyway, listen, here it is. Go back to that one. Second annual Racing for Ronald's modified Sport Mods, Hobby Stocks, American Stocks, and the Mini Dwarfs. General admission is $12. Seniors military $12 for general admission. Seniors military $10. Kids 6 and 12 $5. 5 and under free. Gates open at 4:00. Racing at 6. But more importantly, you want to be there at noon to get involved with all the great events we're going to have there. If you're just there for the racing, 4:00. But really, you should be there for all the community events, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. If you're not, Chloe, you've got ninja skills, right?
I guess.
So we'll take care of you on that. Let's take a look at some of the results from the weekend here. And again, there's the purse. So it's $3,500 extra, right? That's the purse?
Yeah, the modifieds, the sport mods, and the hobbies are all racing for $800 to win, which is a great purse. So the hobbies alone usually are racing for $300 to win. So they're over doubled their purse. So great chance to get out there and we have a redraw format, which everybody likes. So point system's kind of thrown out the door this weekend. So show up, draw a pill for your starting position, and make the invert and redraw again. So it's a great chance so we can attract some out-of-towners and some people that haven't been around. So we invite everybody over and have a good time at the carnival and a great night of racing.
Any idea on car count initially or any suspicions?
We'll have full fields. Hopefully we'll have some B mains, but we'll definitely have full fields. We'll pack up the pits and have a great night of racing. We'll put, 90 cars in there for sure.
Yeah, we've had a good feedback to the purse payout. A lot of out-of-town drivers have gotten back to Mike and said, we're going to be there. And so, yeah. All
right. So last week we had the Sport Mod classes racing in the IMCA Northern Sport Mods and some of the work here by Tom Ocht. And here it was our winner on the night, and the results are in. Here they are. Gary Dutton with the win in Sport Mods. Another week, another winner. Dutton's been there before, but a great race too. Yeah,
obviously. There again, it's a tough class, and you see some different names. You see Michael Black from Taft, California. He's up in there, and Austin Kiefer, new to the division. His dad moved up, and he took over his car, and good to see him, Kel Kankey. So it's always cool to see some new names in the top 10.
All right, let's move on now to our next class, and this is the which one is this? This is the Pro Stocks or the Western Pro Stocks, right?
We call them Street Stocks. Everybody knows them at Street Stocks, but they're under new direction, and they've changed their name, and I'll tell you what, they're really supporting the division this year and having great car counts and great racing. They always put on a great race.
And you're pretty pleased with what this is going on with this division right now.
And it's great racing. Lee Jensen, who ended up getting the win, had a great battle with Wayne Kaufman, switching back and forth, and it was they had a lot of slide jobs and good clean racing, so it was good to see that, them bring a full field of cars.
Lee Jensen, the winner, Wayne Kaufman in second, Justin Crockett in third, Billy Simpkins pulling double duty, finishing fourth, Tim Randolph in fifth. Moving on now to our mini stocks. There's Tina Bell, the points leader, who I think she's taken a week or two off from the class.
Not sure. She had a great run going Saturday, and unfortunately, a lap car was towards the end of the race spun out in turn 3 and 4, and unfortunately, she was collected in that. And per the rules, she's got to go to the rear of the field. So she didn't quite have enough laps to catch back up, and Doug Shepard got the win, which would have been a great battle to see her and Doug duke it out for.
They pretty much won all of these races for the most part, right?
Yeah, both of them very skilled, been in the division quite a while and great racing. But Lonnie Spiller, she's a rookie this year, and she's right up in there. So
interesting.
And it's some good racing.
You ready for a mini stock race there, Chloe? No, not yet. Not
other plans.
Any other plans? What are your other plans?
To go into a Mod Light.
The interesting Mod Light. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute here. And then this is the American stocks. Let's go through these.
That's
And
uncle.
your uncle. Oh, yeah. Who's your uncle? Tyler Johnson was the winner in the American class. Don Mead in second. Roger Welch in third. Cody Johnson in fourth. Cody Sly in fifth. In the NMRA midgets, I don't have those results. I got them screwed up. But do you remember who the winner on that one was?
Chuck West.
Chuck West was the winner on the NMRA midgets. So a small field, but those guys always put on a great show and have a lot of fun. All right, so coming up, so you want to go to Mod Lights, right? Mm-hmm. Are you friends with somebody in the Mod Light? Do you have friends up in that category? Who's your friend in that?
Candy, Varney,
Yeah.
Tim, Anthony Balcazar.
Yeah, that's pretty good people to know.
Kylie Forster.
Kylie Forster. She
Zach,
can race, huh?
Yeah, Zach Forster.
He's kind of like in charge of the whole thing, isn't he?
I
Zach
guess,
Forster.
sure.
How does he fit into that Mod Light though? You ever thought about that?
I don't know.
I mean, he's a pretty big guy. I don't know how you can get into that. All right, so let's talk more about racing for Ronald. Tell me a little bit. What do we have? We have a T-shirt. Let's show the
These
T-shirt.
are gifts that we brought for you because Mike bought his shirt when he came to visit before he left for vacation.
Very nice.
He told me, I'm coming back for Racing for Ronald. So that should show you how much this event has grown.
Mike has been texting me. He says, assuring me that he will be there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually be in San Diego. I'll be driving up Saturday morning to be there.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So we brought you the shirt. So that you have your shirt.
Yeah, very nice.
And then we also brought you, this is the Carnival Pass this year. So it's like a VIP experience. You get to have this, and then it gets you your Salty's lunch. KK and Bubba's ice cream truck is going to be there, which is like the coolest ice cream truck ever. They're going to be there. And so at the carnival, this is another thing I want to touch on, is that the entertainment value. On an average night at Bakersfield Speedway, you can go watch an exciting night of dirt track racing for $12, and that's for an adult. That's great as it is. We're asking you to spend $3 more. $15 gets you into the carnival and the races.
That's nice.
You're not going to even go to Salty's and get a tri-tip sandwich for $3.
Yeah,
So you
right.
get to have Salty's, you get to have KK and Bubba's ice cream, you get to do the dunk. Well, I'm sorry. The only thing at the carnival that is not complimentary is the dunk tank. So the
dunk
photo
tank.
booth, the inflatables, the face painting, the rolling gamecation, which is a really cool, and it's going to be hot. It'll be air-conditioned trailer inside.
Nice.
That's all included for $3. You're not going to go anywhere else for $3 and get you all those things.
That's probably the best value in all of town. No doubt about
Absolutely.
it.
We just went to the show the other night. It was like $10 to get in for, an hour and 45-minute movie.
Right.
So, yeah.
So
Yeah.
$3 extra per. So the kids are normally free. The 3 to 5 year olds, the ones who will be eating lunch, $3 to get in the carnival. Then they get to go for the races. The kids that are normally $5 for general admission are $8 at the carnival and the races. And then the adults that are normally $12, it's $15. So you can't beat that price. And we're the only track open on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the editorial comment on this whole thing too is that, and we've talked about this before, this community takes care of people in a way that I'm in awe of it. I mean, we've seen this event, other things that we've done here. I mean, we'll talk about what KCRP's done historically. I mean, but it's just the racers. It's Chloe, it's Johnny Bedingfield. It's people coming together and saying, we need to have an event. And it just so, year 2 is a great accomplishment. But year 3, when you turn 11 and you go into the 6th grade, that'll be even bigger, right?
Bigger and better.
Bigger and better.
Every year.
You looking forward to that? And it'll be in a Mod Light, too, so even better. Even better. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to have Kern County Raceway Park coming up next. Again, get out there for Racing for Ronald. Got to get out there and support this thing. As Sadie said, it's a great deal. $3 extra. You can get in there and see the racing. It's $15 altogether. You can have lunch. You can have the rides. You can throw a baseball at me if you'd like. We'll take the cage part down, so that'll be fun.
I don't have insurance, so let us do that.
Yeah, I got a tour of the dunk tank the other day too. It's pretty
cool. It's
pretty
heavy
cool.
duty.
Yeah, I got a
we
tour.
have 2 of them too, so we have that one and a smaller one.
I saw it.
We don't want the kids
Scarlett
to-
climbed up on it and showed it to me and everything. So it's going to be really, really exciting. All right, thanks a lot for joining us, guys. Chloe, thank you so much. Sadie, thank you. Scott, we'll talk to you on Saturday.
You bet.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more here on the Bakersfield Motorsports Power Hour, brought to you by the Bakersfield Californian.